Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out the Troubadour Aero Backpack. I've taken a look at a couple of Troubadour's bags on the channel in the past. Their Pioneer backpack has been one of my favorite work and gym bags of the past couple of years. I actually featured it in the recent roundup video that I did. I took it on a trip to New York with me, so a really versatile bag, and I was excited to have a chance to check out the Aero backpack, which seemed to offer many of the things that I liked a lot about the Pioneer backpack, but in a little bit of a larger size and with some slight differences to the layout. And so in this video, I'm gonna be talking about what it's been like to use this over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, Troubadour's bags in general have a pretty modern, sleek, more kind of sophisticated vibe. You can see from a lot of the pictures on their site that they are meant to be worn with nicer outfits and used, in an office setting, but I still feel like they're versatile enough to be used for exploring a city and traveling. As far as the materials, the bag feels really solidly built. This exterior fabric is a recycled polyester that feels like it's going to hold up well to rougher usage and provide a nice amount of weather resistance. The bag comes in at under 3 pounds, which is pretty nice considering the size and the features that it includes. Beyond that, you have vegan leather accents on the handles and the zipper pulls, and then you also have some really nice aqua guarded YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside of the bag, I was happy to see that you do have an external water bottle pocket that offers a pretty good amount of capacity. I was able to fit my 26-ounce Yeti Rambler. I had to kind of squeeze it in, so anything larger than this would probably be a little bit too much for the pocket, but 26 ounces or less is going to fit in there comfortably. And then you have some elasticity on the compartment, which will allow it to hold a bottle like that one. And then I like that that also pulls the compartment close to the bag when it's not in use to maintain a cleaner overall look. And then on the side of the bag, you have a handle that's going to allow you to carry it in briefcase mode if you don't want to wear it on your back if you're walking into an office. And then you have a nice handle at the top as well. Just feels really premium. Again, this vegan leather feels nice. You have a good amount of space to make it easy to grab it. It's got a little bit of padding, so it just matches up well with the aesthetic of the bag. Beyond that, not a whole lot else going on the front. You do have the Troubadour branding, which I like that is kind of blacked out and it blends in, so it's fairly subtle, which is great to see. And then one last thing to call out while we're talking about the exterior is that the bag manages to stand up quite well on its own. This is a feature that I'm paying more and more attention to on a lot of the bags that I'm testing out, and so I love how easily I can place this down. It's really stable. I can access all the pockets, so if finding a bag that can stand up well is important for you, that's definitely going to be a big plus for this one. And then moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 34 liters, which is pretty big. That's definitely more minimal travel bag territory than EDC per se. Because of the sleeker silhouette of the bag, I still managed to use it for my daily carry with my height. It didn't feel too overwhelming. It was easily able to hold all the items that I would typically carry with me and the types of things that I would use for a quick trip. And then even when the bag's a little bit more packed out, it never felt overwhelmingly bulky, which made it great for navigating crowded areas and jumping onto public transit. Taking a look at the harness system, so far the bag has been pretty comfortable to wear. I like how the straps have been implemented here. They have a nice amount of padding. It's almost gel-like, so really soft and comfortable right out of the box. On the inside, they have a pretty soft material. It's maybe not the most breathable, but I haven't noticed any issues with moisture building up. The straps have a pretty good width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. I might have liked to have seen them be slightly wider, just given the size of the bag and the fact that you can really pack it out, but generally haven't noticed any issues there. You have the Troubadour branding on the straps and the ability to add a chest strap that's not included with the bag. You do have the rails here, so that might be nice, especially if you are using this for minimal travel and really packing this out. Could be a nice addition. I also really like the strap management that's included here to prevent the end of the straps from dangling around. And then as far as the back paneling, this has also been pretty comfortable. You have a similar type of padding to what we saw on the straps, so it's well distributed all throughout. And I like that there is a little bit of elevation here to create some slight air channels. Maybe would have normally liked to see them be a little deeper, but regardless, even when I've been wearing this for a longer period of time, it's felt pretty comfortable as far as the padding. And then on the back paneling, An additional feature to call out is that you do have a nice luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. I also really like the orientation here that allows me to rest the backpack on so it's actually standing up. I can access all the pockets easily. And then here near the top, you have an additional kind of hidden compartment that's going to be a good spot to hide, something a little bit more sensitive. You can probably place your, passport in there, a wallet, some extra cash, just something that you don't want as easily accessible for pickpockets. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag keeps things fairly minimal, but there's still enough pockets throughout to easily find whatever you need when you need it. Starting off on the front, you have a pretty simple quick access pocket here. I like the orientation of the zipper, so if you're carrying this in briefcase mode, you can easily access it. And also great for when you swing the bag around, you don't have to take it all the way off. And this compartment is fairly simple, but it does have a nice amount of space. At the moment, what I have in here is a cable to charge my phone. Then I also have the little USB hub that I have, charge my laptop and other devices sometimes. And then I have a portable battery. At the top of the bag, you have an awesome quick access pocket. On Troubadour's site, this is called out as a 3D compartment, and I can see why, because it has a really nice amount of volume. You can place some pretty impressively large items in here if you want to. I'm going to flip the bag around just so you can get a look at this area. At the moment, I just have a couple of larger accessories here just sitting there at the top. I have my GoPro, and then I also have my sunglasses with their harder, bulkier case. But you can see that this might be a great spot to place a pouch. If you're traveling with your liquids or toiletries, they'd be able to fit in here comfortably, or if you just have other tech and EDC pouches that you like to store, maybe even a jacket, some gloves. And then in here you have one additional zippered mesh compartment. It's got really high quality material here. At the moment I just have my Apple Magic Mouse in there, and then you also have a little lanyard with a clip that's going to be a good spot to store something like your keys or a multi-tool. The next area we're going to be taking a look at is the laptop compartment, and I really like that this has a dedicated laptop area compared to the Pioneer backpack where the laptop was integrated into the main compartment. I always prefer this layout as it's just easier to get your device in and out. You have a large, well-protected zipper that provides side access to your laptop when you want to reach it while traveling. And this is going to offer a nice amount of padding. I also really like that it's clearly pulled up off the bottom of the ground. So the laptop compartment ends here, and you can see there's this gap. So when you place your bag down, your laptop isn't making contact with the ground, so you're always going to have a little bit of additional peace of mind. Currently what I have in here is a 13-inch MacBook Air, but you can see that there's leftover space at the top. So if you have a 15-inch laptop, it should be able to fit in there comfortably. Potentially a 16, I believe is what's called out on the company site. That'll probably get real close to the limit there, but it should still be able to fit. And so pulling my device out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. I really like that it has kind of a soft lining in addition to the padding to help prevent against scratching. And then it comes up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in there pretty comfortably. And again, with the padding that's offered here and the fact that it's pulled up, it really feels like my device is going to be well protected while I'm on the go. Before jumping into the main area, one last thing I wanted to call out on the organizational front is that this bag does have a dedicated shoe compartment, just like the Pioneer backpack. And I really like the implementation here. You can see that it has some ventilation areas, so if you place anything dirty or wet on the inside, it shouldn't trap anything in there. And then you have a very well protected zipper here that works really smoothly, and this offers an impressive amount of space. Of course, with any shoe compartment, if you place your shoes in there, it's going to take up space from the main area, so you can kind of pick and choose how you organize all of your stuff. Right now, I have the main area loaded out with all of my everyday carry items, and so I'm not actually using the shoe compartment, but in the footage here, you can see that when I load it out with my shoes, I can still kind of work around everything on the inside, and there's still plenty of space to take advantage of even when I'm using the shoe compartment. And then you can pull the shoe compartment out to let it air out, to clean it and all that. And with the amount of space that's offered here, my 11.5 shoes fit in there easily, just for size reference. So even though this is a feature that I think a lot of people don't use as much these days, I still find it particularly helpful to have an actual separate area to keep my dirtier stuff separate from the main area versus having to carry an extra pouch. And then moving into the main compartment, the first thing I'll call out here is that you do have the ability to lock this area in the traditional sense. So it's got some loops that'll pair with a variety of locks if you want that additional peace of mind. It's not really present on other areas of the bag like the top quick access pocket, although you can probably still find a way to lock it using the zipper pull. So interesting choice there, but I know a lot of people like to have that additional security. And then this is a top loading bag, even though it's pretty deep and large. So you can't open it up clamshell style, which is a little bit different than many of the travel bags that I tend to use, but it's worked out pretty well with the layout of this bag and the amount of space that it offers, particularly if you're using more of a modular setup for packing, if you're just tossing in a lot of cubes or pouches and things like that, as I tend to do. That's what I have here at the moment. I have it packed out with a lot of my daily stuff for a longer day, and you can see that there's still some leftover space at the top. That 34 liters of space can really hold a ton. So diving in, I have my packable rain jacket. I have my Beat Studio wireless headphones with their hard shell case. I have the Air Pro Tech Kit, which I've been using a lot as of late. My DJI Mavic Mini with its case. And then I have an additional Alpaca Admin EDC pouch. And I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch 2 liter, one of the bulkier ones down at the bottom. And then I also have my Levitate portable standing desk. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside, so pretty deep overall, and I like how much this comes up. This is what allows it to handle bulkier items and pouches well, and will allow it to work quite well for minimal travel. With the 34 liters of space that's offered here, I was easily able to pack this out with the setup that I would use for a longer, week-long or even longer trip. So I was able to place my larger compressible Peak Design packing cube in there and the small compressible one, usually with minimal travel bags, kind of and constrained to one packing cube. But there I have both the large and the small fit in there comfortably. I could place my extra pair of shoes, and then I still have room for a DOP kit and maybe even an additional jacket. You can kind of squeeze it down because of the volume that's provided at the top. So just an impressive amount of space. And then the bag looks very much the same as it has throughout the video, regardless of the layout, just due to the more fixed nature of the shape of the bag. And then in the main compartment, you do have a little bit of built-in organization, which I didn't really use too much since all my stuff is in pouches, but it's nice that you have the option if there are some smaller items that you want to be able to reach a little bit more easily, or if you don't tend to use as many pouches. And so it might be a little bit hard to see, but on the back you have kind of an elastic slip pocket. It's going to be a good spot maybe for a mouse, your phone, a hard drive. And then you do have one smaller slot that'll be good for a pen or a stylus. You can see that there. And then there is a zippered pocket. That's going to be a good spot so that smaller items aren't falling down to the bottom of the bag. So good amount of space here. I wouldn't put anything too bulky here generally, just because it would kind of press up against all the items that I have laying there. But again, nice to have maybe something for a notebook, wallet. And then on the top part of the lid, you have another mesh zippered pocket, which is going to be a good spot for maybe some smaller tech items that you're grabbing regularly. I just have a deck of cards here, but you could see how portable hard drive would fit in here, a set of headphones or something like that. So just really like the simpler layout of this main area and the amount of space that it offers. I was continually impressed with how much I was able to fit in here, and I just really like the design throughout the rest of the bag. Everything is well thought out. It checks off a lot of the boxes for what I'm typically looking for in all of my daily and travel bags. And so if you're interested in a larger work/gym bag or something a little bit more sleek for minimal and work travel, and this is going to be an excellent option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Troubadour Aero Backpack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company's site for about $295, so definitely premium pricing on this one. That tends to be the case with Troubadour's bags in general, so it is a bit of an investment, but you are getting a really high quality bag with a nice feature set that's going to compare well to some of the other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is Troubadour's Pioneer Backpack, which I called out a couple of times during the video. That one's gonna offer a similar aesthetic and build quality, but it's gonna come in at around 24 liters, so a more everyday carry friendly size in my opinion. Really well built bag though. It's going to offer the same benefits as far as the external water bottle pockets, really nice organization distributed all throughout. It doesn't have a dedicated laptop compartment like this one, so it's integrated into the main area, but you still have the ability to access that from the top, from the side, so still very versatile. You have a luggage pass through, the dedicated shoe compartment, and so it's just, just a little bit sleeker, a little bit smaller, but if you're a fan of what Troubadour did with the Aero backpack and you want something more compact, that's going to be an excellent option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Limitless backpack from Graphene X, which has been one of the most impressive bags to come out over the past couple of months. I recently included that in my favorite gym and work bags roundup. That one has a pretty modern, minimal style. It's maybe not as sleek as this one, but that's all pretty subjective. It has an excellent build quality, and it's just a very full-featured bag. It's got a ton of different organizational options. Definitely gonna offer more in the way of pocketing than this bag here. It's got 2 compartments that can work for holding laptops and tablets, external water bottle pockets, quick access distributed all throughout. It has the ability to hold a helmet. It has the dedicated shoe compartment. It's pretty comfortable to wear. So just a really solid option. It's gonna come in at a similar price point. So if you're looking for a bag that's kind of like this one, that's just gonna give you maybe a little more flexibility, and it's gonna come in at a slightly smaller size, and that's gonna be an excellent option to check out. The next bag this made me think of is the Air Duffel Pack 3, which is a really sleek, durable bag. That one's got a little bit of a different layout because of the duffel style opening on the front, which is really useful, particularly if you're using it as a gym bag. And that one has a dedicated shoe compartment. It's got a pretty simple organizational layout, but it still provides enough ways to kind of grab your stuff whenever you need it. It's got a well-padded laptop compartment, a really comfortable harness system, and then just weather resistant materials. Air's bags have held up very well for me over the years, and so if you're a fan of their style and you're looking for something that's a little bit more active focused, that's going to offer that shoe compartment and some of those benefits for gym usage, and that's going to be a great option to check out. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the updated version of the Modern Dayfarer backpack. That has been one of my favorite work and gym bags of the past couple of years. It was great to see the company update the bag while keeping a lot of what made the original so great. The style on that one definitely feels like it's gonna fit into a more professional setting, very sleek. It's a top-loading bag that's got the strap and buckle on the front that will allow you to adjust the volume. It opens up flat for easy packing. It's got an updated harness. I think the one on this one's a little more comfortable, but it still does a good job for its size. It's got the dedicated shoe compartment, well-padded laptop compartment. So, offering a lot of the same benefits as this one with just a different aesthetic. It's also gonna be slightly smaller, coming in at around 24 liters. So if you're looking for something in that size range that's very daily carry friendly, that's also gonna work well for work and for travel, and that's gonna be an excellent option to keep in mind. With that being said, the Troubadour Aero Backpack holds up really well against all those options, and if you're looking for a well-built bag that's going to offer a sleek and modern aesthetic, as well as plenty of space and organization for all of your essentials, this is going to be a great option to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Troubadour Aero Backpack and how it compares to some of the other popular work and EDC bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.